Great. So now you should have the basis for your story. You should have a protagonist, a main character. You should have an antagonist, a person that's going to clash with your main character. You should have a theme. What's your story about? What are you talking about in this film? And your character should have external as well as internal problems. So we're using the example of our cowboy film. The external problems are that his wife and unborn child are dead, shot dead. His internal problems are that he wants revenge because someone destroyed his life, but is revenge the right thing to do? Will it benefit him? Okay. So you should have a fair idea of what's going to happen in your story. Really, it's your job as a writer to tell the audience something new. Something that perhaps they haven't thought of before. So, with our cowboy story, really you're asking the audience, ask them a really important question. Is revenge right? Or is forgiveness better? So, we have a theme, a protagonist, an antagonist, a premise, a basic structure of what's going to happen. And you should have some idea of the ending of your film. Now we can create a thing now called an outline. And an outline is a step-by-step list of things of what is happening in your film. There can just be single lines. First line could be, we meet Tom, his wife, and their son, and they work on the farm. The next line could be, Tom wants to go to the market to sell the corn he's grown. His wife says, no, don't worry, I'll do it. So you can carry on working. So he carries on working. And then the next line is, his wife leaves the farm, witnesses a gunfight, and a bullet hits and kills her and the baby. And then there's someone runs to the door, bangs on Tom's door and says, your wife's been shot dead. The next is Tom running out, finding his wife dead, very upset, and then angry. Act 2 then is, how does Tom react? So then he thinks about the revenge. So Tom then buys a gun, Tom has a conversation with the preacher, Tom talks to his friends, Tom practices shooting. Tom says to his son, you stay home, Daddy's going to go and get the bad man. Perhaps his son follows him at this point. Now he's got a problem. That's a huge dilemma. So, these are steps, these are the conflicts in Act 2 that Tom needs to get to before he arrives at the bad landowner's farm. Maybe they catch his son and they keep him as a hostage. Now he's in trouble. Maybe Tom's son saying, my daddy's going to come along and kill you. So then you have these steps. This is your story in steps. From Act 1 through Act 2 and Act 3, a list of steps of actions that your film is, and that is an outline. And really, my job as a script editor at this point is to look at your outline. You send your outline to me and I have a look through it and I see if there are any issues there. What are the audience thinking? Do you have good characters? Do you have a strong story? Do you have a strong plot line? Do you have enough conflict in there? Is your character assertive or passive? So really, in real life, maybe that wouldn't happen. It's not realistic enough. So that's my job as a script editor, to just really go through your story and make some notes and then hand them back to you. And really, with all writers, writing is rewriting, and it's the same process. So you will get notes, you will rewrite, and then you will get notes again, and it's a kind of circular action until you get the film right. So don't feel bad when you've got notes. That there's a lot of red lines all over your outline. That's normal, and you must accept that. It's to make your film stronger. Maybe I feel Tom's a little too passive. He needs to be more assertive, and that's fine. So you get that note, you make the changes to your character, and then you send that back to me as a script editor. Maybe I feel that some of your script is a bit slow and it needs tightening up. So then once the outline's agreed, then that's good. We're ready to move on to the next stage, onto the draft 1 stage. So that's draft 1, the actual writing of your script, which we'll cover next.